Soy Patricia Saucedo. I have the pleasure of being a 2015 fellow and have had the privilege of living and breathing the Ahimsa principles. And I do have a letter of gratitude, but instead of reading the letter of gratitude, I thought it would be more tantalizing to give you a peek into my classroom. I'd like to set up a vision of what my classroom and what Ahimsa looks like in my classroom. You, Tara, are a sower of seeds, and I'd like for you to know how the seed has bore fruit. So I'm a dual language educator, you can probably tell. Me encanta mi trabajo, la mitad del día en inglés y la mitad en español. Half of the day we speak in English, the other half in Spanish. And this will bear understanding. I have the pleasure of teaching a generation this year of extremely talented students. And we started off this fall with tragedy because many of my families were impacted greatly by the ICE mass deportations. So this fall, unfortunately, started off with sadness, fear, and despair. And truly, these students know what injustice looks like, what it feels like. In thinking through the lens of Ahimsa, I thought, how can I create a safe, nurturing environment? And to quote someone today, there must be a better way. So that seed started to root. And what we did is we took that pain and we turned it into power. As a fifth grade teacher, we delve into American history. Ironically enough, we were talking about tyranny, we were talking about King George and all the parallels that we're experiencing now because these kids are bright. So what we did is we cross-compared the Bill of Rights with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and we did it in Espanol. So each student identified with one of the 30 articles of the UDHR, and because this was born out of them, they created individual pieces of art because we know art is resistance. Art brings voice to feelings, and especially in children, nurturing that creativity and that imagination is so important. So what we did, we created artivists, we created peacemakers, and they started to branch. This project was becoming something bigger than my classroom walls. It became a human rights art showcase. It was just kind of like those Little Rascal episodes. It's like, let's create a show. So it was so cute because it was born out of them. They turned the art room into an art gallery, invited 4th through 6th graders. So beyond our classroom walls, they shared Ahimsa, nonviolence, their interpretation of what their dignity and human rights are. So they learned that their voice matters. They learned that this work dignified them. And the show was a success. It spread the knowledge of human rights to our school, but it went beyond that. The Orange County Department of Ed just recently, last Wednesday, recognized this classroom as civic engagement social justice warriors, and they were awarded a first-time award. My beautiful children. And to close this, my children transformed their pain into power, and they chose peace. And that is the fruit that you fertilized and grew. And I will be forever grateful. You are the grand cultivator. Mil gracias.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, other comments? We'll work our way to you.
Uh, yes, both Jenny and I are very grateful for not only being here today, but have been able to attend so many Ahimsa conferences and learn so much and make good friends for the past 20 years. And so we're grateful, so grateful to Tara Sethia and her husband and all the other folks behind the scenes who I don't know to make this possible. And we are from Santa Barbara, the Institute of World Culture, where many of our other colleagues have attended Ahimsa sessions here as well. So I'll speak for all of them if I can. By reflecting on one of the aims of our organization that was set up by Professors Raghavan and Nandini Iyer, Raghavan Iyer being the great scholar of Gandhian thought, and Nandini Iyer being a wonderful, insightful person of Gandhi, with her family actually being a friend of Gandhi, and she actually met Gandhi. So between the two of them, they imbued some of us, we were young at the time, we're getting older now, to try to carry on as best we can. And so I'd like to just read our aim number 9 of our 10 aims of a declaration of interdependence on July 4th, 1976. You know, even Whittier said there could be a second founding. And aim number 9 reads, to assist in the emergence of men and women of universal culture, capable of continuous growth in nonviolence of mind, generosity of heart, and harmony of soul. And I just can't think of another group and so many wonderful individuals who have instantiated this in practice. And so on behalf of the Institute of World Culture, as well as ourselves, Jenny and I, we're very grateful to Tara and to everyone to have produced such a wonderful group. You know, yes, we can call it out, but Tara's group also calls us in. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Susanna Barkataki, and I'll just invite us to take a few breaths. And if you want to stretch, I'm also a yoga teacher, so any stretches. We've been sitting, maybe a little bit of a side to side, or a deep breath in, and a big breath out. And you can keep stretching while I'm talking if you'd like. I'm also very shy, and so it helps for me to take some breaths. And even though I'm shy, I'm also a pop culture yoga educator who dances on the internet to popularize concepts like Ahimsa. So I just want to say there's many ways, right? Many ways of getting this information out there. The story I want to tell is back in 2005. I was a teacher along with Donna Hill, who spoke earlier. Yeah, hear it for Donna. And there were 4 of us from Cleveland High School, K-12, or 9th through 12th grade, who wanted to come to the Ahimsa Institute. And one of the other people was my very best friend, who was like a straight-A student, valedictorian, not me, right? So I'm like, she's gonna get in, I'm not gonna get in. There's no way. Donna's going to get in, right? Our other friend's going to get in. And I actually had to call my friend that night and say, I'm not going to apply. You can apply. It's fine. You go. She's like, no, we should both apply. And so I turned to the Bhagavad Gita quote, the do any action you must do, but do not be attached to your actions' fruits. I said, okay, I'll apply. And all 4 of us did. And guess what Tharaji did? She accepted all of us. And this was one of the biggest lessons in what it is to actually practice interpersonal. Thank you. Um, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that means a lot, right? Like, yeah. Yeah. So all of the people, right, that contributed, it wasn't just the four of us that then got to go back and change the structure of the school that we were working in or the future projects that we've done. It's that interpersonal ahimsa that probably my most popular post to date talks about ahimsa is not just care, right, and love, but it's interrupting harm wherever we find it. And so it's that way of interrupting harm, even in how we collaborate and how we uplift. And the last thing I'll just say is I get to now educate thousands of people in terms of free education, millions of people who are getting to see and hear about ahimsa, about satya, about these practices through the Ignite Institute, which also provides free and low-cost education for yogic training. And so I'm just like seeing the roots, the shoots, the seeds, and know that it will continue on beyond all of us. And thank you so much. So much gratitude.
All right. So there was also interest in actually trying out that if we were to accept 4 fellows from a single school, we might not be able to do justice to others. But the flip side of it was that the 4 can really work as a team going back and create a much more, impact than the one fellow would do. So there was also a vested interest.
So we will now move into inviting the students, and we'll come back to having more comments on the floor after